Welcome back to the Minnesota Black Robe Regiment. As always, like, subscribe, comment, castigate, remark. I don't know. Do something. Stand up, fight for what you believe in, argue with me. Just do something, please. Okay, now for the content of this video. Lately I have been talking about in referring to the phrase "a hill to die on." It's come up in a few of my essays. It's come up in a few of my videos, but I want to talk about it today from a more detailed perspective. One of the biggest questions or challenges that you can face when you're taking a stand on an issue that is seen as divisive or volatile or hostile in many situations is this phrase, are you sure that this is the hill that you want to die on? And I've seen it within Christian theology and doctrinal discussions. People will say, you really want to die on this hill over sovereign election, over God's sovereign power? Do you really want to die on the hill of limited atonement? I mean, is that really something that you're willing to divide over? One of the favorites that people seem to have for me is to ask me, do you really want to die on the hill of what true evangelism looks like? Why can't we all just do it our way? And there's more detail to that, and that's not what this particular video is about. But those are the kind of statements. And as of late, since March of this year, 2020, the longest year in the history of years, it's sad. It's been a horrible year as far as how much it's dragging on. But one of the other directions that this comes from now is things like lockdown orders, stay-at-home orders, social distancing, mask mandates, and whatnot. And the other part of that is people who push back when you talk about constitutional violations and constitutional practice and the liberties and the freedoms and the rights that are secure unto the people, not because of the Constitution, but as they're ensconced in the Constitution and granted to us by God, according to the framers of the Constitution and the forefathers of this great nation. People really get worked up. I've had friends and family members, you and this whole, it's not constitutional, my constitutional rights, blah, 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 blah. Is that really the hill you want to die on? I mean, like, is this even a constitutional issue? And which is kind of a variance of, is that the hill you want to die on? And here's what I'm trying to say to people more now, and with a gentleness, but with force. Yeah, but it's not the hill I'm going to die on. It's the hill I'm going to fight on. Because the next hill I end up on is the hill where they kill me. You need to understand that. Right now, here in the state of Minnesota, or in any state within the United States, across the entire United States, there is a fight for the heart and soul of the United States, for the very fabric of this country and what it was built on. There is not just a political party divide. There is a huge and massive cultural, societal divide between worldviews and philosophical presuppositions. On one side of the fault line, you have traditional patriotic Americans, some of them not really knowing why they believe what they believe, but knowing that something's off, who are standing on things like the Constitution and standing firm on things like liberty and life and the pursuit of happiness, and saying that something's not right here. And on the other side is a Marxist onslaught of destroying this country. And they're not hiding it. They're not hiding it. The Biden-Harris campaign, they're not hiding it. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is not hiding it. Ilhan Omar is not hiding it. The Squad of Four is not hiding it. Gavin Newsom is not hiding it. Bill de Blasio, Governor Cuomo, Governor Walz, they're not hiding it. They don't care to hide it. They've got it right out there in front of us. And the vast majority of people in the United States who aren't standing on one side of the divide or another are kind of in the middle. They're straddling the fault line right now, completely oblivious to what's happening around them. And those are the people who are going, you really want to, is this really where you want to die? You want to die here? Is this the fight you want to do? Is this where you want to be? You want to die on this one? No, I'm going to fight on this hill. I'm going to fight with every last breath. I'm going to fight with every fiber of my being as an American and as a Christian to protect my fellow Americans so that there's a country left to turn over to the next generation and the generation after that and the generation after that. We are a constitutional republic. We are a republic, people. People are secure in their liberties in this country, at least for now. But if we don't stand on this hill and fight, if we don't stand and fight on the ground that we determined to be on the ground that we have established, a place where we have the numbers and a place where we have the defenses and we have the fortifications and we have the armor and we have the artillery and we have the weapons and the ammo, and this is all metaphoric language. I'm not talking about actual war, but I'm talking about a cultural and societal and a political and worldview war. If we don't pick the place where we are in a bunker and we have trenches and we have reinforced walls, and if we don't pick the place where we fight now, we're going to lose the hill. And we're going to be overtaken, and we're going to be drug off this hill in a very proverbial and literal sense. They're going to drag us to another hill, Gallows Hill, and they will hang us there. Because if we don't fight on this hill, we're dying on the next one. And I'm not going to go to the next one to die. I'm going to fight and live on the hill that I'm on. Because this is the hill that offers me the best defense. This is the hill that gives me the tools for the best offense. Benjamin Franklin famously said, "Gentlemen, we shall all hang together. If we don't, we will surely all hang alone." And what he was saying is we have got to stick this out. He was telling that to people at the outset of the American Revolution. We've got to hang together on this. We have got to be firm in our resolve. We have to stay strong. Because he knew that if they divided over even simple things that apparently seemed meaningless, they were all going to die. The British Empire, the Crown, King George promised death to every one of the revolutionaries. So, ladies and gentlemen, patriots, Americans, you've got to pick the hill you're going to die on. If you're not going to stand and fight on the one that we are on now, because you will surely die. And for those of you that are straddling the chasm, straddling the fault line, you need to decide real quick, because one or two things is going to happen. You're either going to fall into the chasm and be crushed in the onslaught, or you're going to find yourself in the sheepish masses on the anti-American Marxist, socialist, progressive leftist side, going along to get along, just to keep yourself in your house with food and clothing on your back. And you'll be one of the people calling for the heads of the people who stood on the hill of the Constitution to fight. So yes, I'm going to stand on this hill to fight, because I will not be drug off to the next one. Sic Semper Tyrannis. Thus always to Tyranny.